It's a great day.
It is. You feel those grow vibes?
The grow vibes. Let's go harvest some stuff. So, we've got some vibes of growth, some growing vibes, some grow vibes going on here. Brady's setting up the wash station. It's a beautiful day today. We're gonna be going in and harvesting. Come on, let's go. Come on. We've got all the row cover open. It's finally getting nice and warm out. So you can see what's going on. We got some more kale, which looks really good. This has survived like 4 snows. I'm so proud of you. You did so well. A little bit of, this looks like mustard greens. These are really spicy, spicy mix. All right, let's get harvesting. I had my phone all set up to film me doing a time lapse of harvesting the lettuce. I never hit record. So just imagine that I did it really well, really fast, and it was awesome. But now we gotta harvest the arugula, so it's starting to bolt, it's starting to get its little flowers going. Here, there's actually some legitimate flowers. Check it out. Arugula flowers, if you ever were curious what they look like, this is what they look like. And how they taste. Definitely had better flowers than my dad. They're not bad. They're just a little hairy, you know? Who wants that in their mouth? This job is kind of interesting. So at a first glance, it all looks like there's a lot of life and there's a lot of good stuff, but a lot of it you can't have. You got to pick through it, and it's the stuff that like pokes out and is big and right in your face that you can't have, and then you got to get rid of that stuff, and then you can get to what you do want. Like these are the nice yummy leaves. So it's kind of tedious, but it's kind of fun. I feel like it has metaphorical applications, like on the internet, a lot of the stuff that pops out at you is like it looks good, but then on further inspection, you kind of see it's not what you want, and then you have to like kind of search through the weeds to find what you're really looking for, like this leaf here. But those flowers are pretty, I will say that. Good day on the farm. I'll tell you though, my back is feeling it. I'm gonna do some yoga later, hopefully. Stretch it all out. It's tough because there's a lot of good leaves in here. But there's a lot of stuff in the bed that's not good, so you gotta be really discerning. And that can be very difficult in farming and in all aspects of life, to sort the good from the bad. Hey, Brady.
What's going on?
I got you some arugula.
All right.
Welcome to the wash station, everybody. We got Brady rinsing the spinach. So this is just water in here. We put the greens in, put them in these orange baskets, and then they go into this spinner here that spins them around and dries them out. So what Brady's doing right now is while the greens are spinning, he's taking greens that have already gone through the spinner and are dry now and putting them into the bags. That's the next step for the greens. They go into bags and then they go to the customer. So by doing this, he's able to keep an eye on the spinner and take the greens that have come out to the next step rather than putting them in the cooler and then bringing them out again. That's a wasted step to put it in and bring it out. As soon as they come out of the spinner, they go right into bags, and that's nice and efficient. And there's my mom. Hi, Mom. All right, we got the harvest done.
We're all done, heading to lunch.
Yum. Got some potatoes in a bucket.
Woo!
Oh, hey. I'm just finishing up my lunch. I got my little dessert, chocolate chips and tea. Brady's already out there. My mom's making her lunch. And I thought I'd do a little bit of reading. So I'm reading The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Probably didn't pronounce that one right, he's French. But this is a really good book, I'd highly recommend it. And this is what I was reading, I'll share it for you. On the Little Prince's planet, there were, as on all planets, good plants and bad plants. The good plants come from good seeds, and the bad plants come from bad seeds. But the seeds are invisible. They sleep in the secrecy of the ground until one of them decides to wake up. Then it stretches and begins to sprout, quite timidly at first, a charming, harmless little twig, reaching towards the sun. If it's a radish seed or a rose bush seed, you can let it sprout all it likes. But if it's the seed of a bad plant, you must pull the plant right away, as soon as you can recognize it. As it happens, there were terrible seeds on the Little Prince's planet, baobab seeds. The planet's soil was infested with them. Now, if you attend to the baobab too late, you can never get rid of it again. It overgrows the whole planet. Its roots pierce right through. And if the planet is too small, and if there are too many baobabs, they make it burst into pieces. It's a question of discipline, the Little Prince told me later on. When you finish washing and dressing each morning, you must tend to your planet. You must be sure to pull the baobabs regularly, as soon as you can tell them apart from the rose bushes, which they closely resemble when they're very young. It's very tedious work, but very easy. Here's the prince pulling the baobab seeds. And one day he advised me to do my best to make a beautiful drawing for the edification of the children where I live. If they travel someday, he told me, it could be useful to them. Sometimes there's no harm in postponing your work until later, but with baobabs, it's always a catastrophe. I knew one planet that was inhabited by a lazy man. He had neglected 3 bushes. So following the Little Prince's instructions, I have drawn that planet. So here's the baobab drawing. As you can see, this planet is overrun by baobabs. So why the urgency for these baobabs, I wonder? I think it has to do, to me it's a metaphor. I don't think I'm ever going to end up on a literal asteroid as the Little Prince lived and where the baobabs were in the story. But metaphorically, I do have my own little planet, my own little world that I live in. And there are definitely things like the baobab that come up. It's things that if I don't contend to them, they become these huge problems that destroy my world. Maybe that's dramatic. But like on the farm, weeds come up a lot. And if you don't deal with them in a timely manner, they can overrun the beds and leave you with nothing. Sometimes it's important to do things in a timely manner. Sometimes it's important to take care of the things that need to be taken care of right away. Just like with the baobabs. And it happens in all aspects of life too. And one thing that I'm working on right now is I just graduated college, and so all my friends are getting jobs and moving apart. So when I have the time to see them, I always try to make sure that I take advantage of that time, because I could just keep putting it off and we're still gonna be friends. But the more I put it off, the more we grow apart, just because our lives are no longer connecting anymore. And I value my friendships with my friends. So I want to do anything that I can to continue that. So it doesn't have to be like how it was when we were all in high school together, all in college together, hanging out all the time. But just when I have the ability to see them, I make sure that I do it. And I like hanging out with my friends, so it's fun. But it's also good because I feel like we're gonna have a lasting friendship because of that. So that's one example of a baobab in my life. So let's get back to work. Well, I gotta eat these chocolate chips first, but then we'll get back to work. All right. Brady is the man. He did all of the garden bed prep. So we're gonna move on to seeding. Didn't have to do any of that. What are we seeding today, Brady?
We only have room for 7 more trays.
Let's see what we got. I haven't looked at these in a while. Oh, wow. Check this out. Yeah. Beets. Everything's coming up super uniform. This looks great. Probably could have done less. Well, what do you think? We put 3 seeds to a tray. You think it's too crowded, or you think that's good?
I think it's good. It looks good to me.
Okay, cool. What is this? That's chard.
That's chard, dino kale.
And then these are tomatoes,
peppers, and more tomatoes down there. Probably seed some spinach.
Very cool.
Maybe more peppers today.
Planting some head lettuce. Dang, man, you crushed me. You crushed me.
Boom!
Absolutely obliterated. Embarrassed me in front of all my followers.
Did you get them all? Or we got them?
Yeah.
Sweet.
So we got our tray full of seeds. So we kind of showed you this last time, but we didn't explain it. So the way to get your seeds to germinate is you want to have as much of the soil touching the seeds. You want the seeds to be completely surrounded by soil.
Yeah, you also want the seeds to have water contact and soak up some water. So we have all the seeds exposed right now.
Yeah,
so we
those little
know
white dots
we
there.
know the water's going to hit them when we do this.
Watering them both helps to get water to the seeds, obviously.
Yeah.
But it also helps the seeds to get nestled into the soil. So we water it, or we seed it, water it, cover it, and water it again to ensure that it's getting nice and packed down and nice and moist.
And you can see when I watered it, some of that soil kind of sunk in around the seeds. It's already making some contact on a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of air in the soil when you first put it in to the trays. But now there's less air. The more water you add, it kind of squeezes out the air. See you in 2 weeks, little lettuce.